What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 559. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Brian Manjoma.
What up, what up?
All right, guys, we're back with another one. Some other guys may or may not show up. We'll see what happens. And also, since it was made aware to my attention, forgive me if I sound nasally. I have a cold, and I've had a cold for a week. It's very annoying, you know?
I thought you just were from Queens. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Sheffield.
Fucking a Fran Drescher and shit. Yo, by the way, since I had like, not only was I off last week, but before that, you know, like basically since I was off week, I didn't bother to shave and shit. But I shaved tonight. Like, yo, I look 10 years younger right now, bro. Because I was just looking at myself with all this hair and shit, you know. But I don't know, man. Maybe now, you know, now that you know, with our new mayor coming in January, maybe I should grow a big beard just to blend in, you know.
Oh no!
We'll see what happens, man.
He's
Anyway,
clean shaven though.
yeah, but you know, some laws may get passed. I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm joking, but yeah, man, we're back with another one. We'll see what happens. You know, Rich and Brett and Chris. Again, with Chris, he didn't say he wasn't going to be on, so you never know. He may show up later.
He might as soon as you've said his name a few times, kind of like Candyman.
Yeah,
You know,
Adam.
he'll show up.
I think he's at the terminal. Actually, if this is like last time, he'll probably show up at the ass end of the show as we're doing the outro. You know. And obviously, forgive me if you hear me coughing. I'm not gonna fucking mute myself. Fuck it. Fuck it. We keep it real. You know. All right.
This is real.
Yeah, but you know, if someone's talking, I will though. All right, let's get into it, man. A couple of you guys asked 3 questions, and I will allow it because we didn't get a lot this week, but they're all good questions. All right, starting with Mr. Black Viet. All his questions are about GTA 6.
Okay.
So the first one is, what is taking GTA 6 so long to develop? Can we assume they're more focused on the next online iteration of the game and not the offline story mode? I don't know if I want to assume that, but I'm going to assume that the online is a priority. Absolutely. You know, what I think is actually happening. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
What I think is happening is, okay, first I'm going to give you what I think is happening realistically. Then I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on. So the regular theory is, I think the game is so big, so extensive, they really want to iron this fucking all the bugs out. There's probably bugs like crazy, you know. So I think what's probably realistically happening is they may have even hired a bunch of people, like, you know, contractors, like, yo, we need to iron this fucking game out. We need to get rid of all these bugs, you know, because they want it to function correctly. And one of those things would be making sure the online works. And then my tinfoil hat, and this is not a tinfoil bandana, headband. This is a full-on hat. So that lets you know it's craziness, you know? Because, you know, one of the things that I've been worried about with this game was, like, they did say, like, oh, you know, we don't want to, you know, punch down a certain group. We want to be a little bit more sensitive. Tinfoil hat, I think whatever changes they made, like, yo, reverse it. Change the C's have changed. Let's go back to being crazy again. That's my copium. Tinfoil hat. But no, it's probably realistically they want to get this shit right. They don't want to fuck it up, you know? Because remember, didn't we have to wait like 2 weeks for the online mode, or was it a month when GTA 5 came out? We had to wait a while. I don't think they want that to happen again. I think they want GTA Online to drop day one, and they want that shit to work perfectly, you know?
Also the other thing about it, it's like, you know, with how many people that are playing the old GTA Online, right? Like, would there be a rollover?
That's interesting. That's the ultimate question. It's like, how are you going to actually? It should be like this. How are you going to get them to roll over? And question is, do you want to do that? And how do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting thing. Like, do you want people to move to your new system? And if they don't, what do you do?
Personally, I would think you would want them to go over to the new one.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Yeah,
but I mean, if they don't have all the stuff that they earned from the previous one, they may not be willing to do that.
yeah. So maybe that's also another reason it's taking so long. It's like, how do we incorporate all the stuff people bought from the last game and introduce it into what this game's mechanics are offering? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you mesh those old designs with the new design? It's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not big into online mode, but like, would you like as a some of you guys who do have like significant, like, you know, Chris had a pretty significant thing, and I know you had a bunch of shit too.
Chris had a submarine.
Damn.
Yeah, he had a submarine. Like, you have all these different things. Now you're gonna have to begin again.
Yeah, I mean, that's more of a question for Chris. Like, I did buy some stuff, but I don't play a lot of online, so to me, I'm like, I don't care. You know, I'm
Ryan. Like, how would you? I mean, I know you played it quite a bit. I know you unlocked a bunch of shit too.
Again, it's a tough one because on the one hand, I do like the idea that everything wipes and you start fresh because that way everyone's on the same level again. You know, it's starting from scratch. Then again, as you said, like if you spent all the time and effort and the money side of doing all the things, because like once we stopped playing, because I think I might have been like the last one to play GTA, or maybe Chris, give or take. Like they added so many other things that are just ridiculous. Again, as Chris said, or as you guys said, like Chris has a submarine.
Hey, there he is.
And there he is. You know, just docked.
Chris just came out of the submarine.
Exactly. So it's like all these things they added after the fact, and there's just so many weird and wonderful things that are there that we don't even know about. And I don't know how I would feel if they somehow allowed you to carry those over, because then it's a case of, like, from the business end, I don't think that makes much sense, because if you let them carry over lots of things from the previous, then there won't be any incentive for them to buy anything on the new platform. So it makes sense to kind of wipe everyone, well, not wipe, but not carry anything over. Maybe give like a, I don't know, like 100,000 as like a good, like, thank you for playing the last game. Like how kind of some games do it now, where if you have a previous save from an old game, you get like a booster pack or a bonus pack of like a small amount of stuff. So maybe that makes more sense. But again, I would like them to have something that carries over, but I can see why they wouldn't want us to carry stuff over.
Yeah, so Chris, this isn't the exact question, but it was part of it. Basically, the question is, what's taking GTA 6 online? You know, it's GTA 6 so long to develop, and then we were just answering, like, and to you specifically, would you be pissed if all that stuff that you bought in GTA 5 online doesn't transfer over?
You know, it's that's a tough one, because this is like a new game, and it's not the same online at all. It's the next entry. So while I would be mad, I would understand if it didn't carry over. I would say they would give you some sort of like, oh, you've been a long time player or whatever. We'll give you some sort of credit or discount or whatever. But I doubt they're gonna let you, like, all the weapons and all the properties you bought and all that stuff. How would that carry over? There's a whole new map, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I've bought garages, I have yachts and all this stuff. You know, Brian mentioned the submarine. Now that makes sense. I have the submarine for the Cayman Island heist missions and all that stuff, and I have a bunker, and I have the nuclear site, and you know, and you have the airfield for all the heist, and it's just like, it's so much to manage. The motorcycle club, all that stuff is, I don't think is going to carry over. So I think I made peace with, like, they're going to make more money off you if they just offer you some kind of transition discount or leverage, instead of saying like, oh yeah, all that property you owned is somehow going to turn into capital investment for Vice City. I don't see how they're going to do that.
Yeah, and then for the main question, like, what do you think is taking them so long to develop the game? My theory is that they probably really want to iron out all the bugs, so it's just a lot of bug testing right now.
There's probably a lot of bugs. They probably want to launch with the online.
Yep.
in place day one instead like GTA 5. I don't, how many months did it take?
It took
for
a
GTA
while. Yeah,
Online?
I asked that
Yeah, it was
too.
like
Yeah,
7, 8 months. So they don't want that situation again because Take Two wants that revenue from online. So you can't launch a single player campaign and wait 8 months. Like, oh, just hang in there, and we'll get that ironed out. No, they just want it all in one shot. As a matter of fact, they'll push the online first, right?
yeah,
That's the big money maker. So they need that intact. That takes a lot. Like there's network issues they got to work out, map issues, item price. There probably it's tons of stuff uh to iron out. And who knows? I'm not there. Like even when I worked there, New York is not where any of that development happens, right? Rockstar New York is basically the marketing arm, and and that stuff. And there's Take Two's exec team and all that stuff. They're there, but the development is in Edinburgh, right, for GTA, and San Diego for Red Dead and those games like Midnight Club and all that. So that's where that stuff's happening. So with the Edinburgh stuff, with that whole them terminating like 50 people over gross misconduct and all that stuff, and morale issues, like maybe that's affecting things. It could be. I don't know all the details of that stuff. It seemed like there was protests going on.
yeah,
There's union arbitration going on, so that could be delaying stuff too.
yeah. It's a lot of stuff, but guess we'll see. What they say, November 19th. Now we'll see about that.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Yeah, what's up?
I do have something that I want to talk about, something that was mentioned earlier with the
Uh-oh.
transition of people from GTA 5 to GTA 6. I wonder if it's even useful. I wonder if it's even worth trying to do. The sort of like, oh, we'll transfer all your shark cards, or we'll give you like a zero point 0.5 points per shark card transfer or something like that. I doubt they'll do that because what's the worst that'll happen? They'll still be playing GTA 5 and wasting their money there, So, like, I understand that GTA 6 is probably where they want everyone to eventually be, but at the end of the day, they're still making a lot of money from GTA 5, and I'm pretty sure they'll still make a lot of money after GTA 6 comes out. Whether GTA 6 is a success or not, it's still GTA 5 still be a useful source of revenue for them. So I don't think they're gonna cater for for that audience. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. I feel
Well,
like that would be more shrewd move to do.
that is a good point. But here's the thing. So you're absolutely right. You have this built-in audience in GTA 5 online. You have to keep that rolling because that's your revenue stream right now. Then GTA 6, you need adoption, right? But at some point, you're gonna want to move everyone over to GTA 6, right? They're not gonna want to maintain the servers and have the overhead of maintaining two online systems, right? That are disparate. They're gonna want to get everyone on 5 over to 6. So if people on 5 aren't leaving and they're not adopting 6, they're gonna have to start adding incentives to get people to transition out of there, right? If they cut it off, that's a PR nightmare. You don't just cut it off with well, have a choice, right? That's like a Nintendo strategy. Don't do that. You want to ease people over and give them incentives. So, like Carlos makes a great point, but at some point there's going to start balancing out, and they're going to be like, how do we get people off of GTA 5? We don't want to pay for all this maintenance and all this updates. Like you have to support. Do you still do holiday events in GTA 5 and do them in 6? Because then that's double work. So you're gonna have to figure out how to sunset GTA 5 online and get everyone over.
Yeah, I know, because I agree they're not going to cut it off day one. Like it's bringing in way too much money. But yeah, there's not only is there going to have to come a point where they're like, "Yo, this is costing us too much money," but when it gets to a point where people are spending more money on GTA 6 online, GTA 5 online, then they'll be like, "Okay, we're done here. We're good." Because it's going to be just too difficult transferring stuff over, even if it's like shark cards or whatever. But I agree they're not going to just cut it off day one. That's just crazy talk.
I have a tinfoil bandana
All right,
theory.
bandana, let's go.
Well, it's not it's not a theory. It's more of like a attempted prediction at a worst case scenario for Rockstar.
Uh-oh.
If let's say GTA 6 online becomes a failure or a pseudo failure in some sorts, then I feel like GTA 5 online will become sort of like Fortnite.
Oh, shit.
And they'll just keep that running and update that.
Yo, that's crazy. You might be right. Hold on. You fucked me up right now, man. That's a wild theory, but you're right. If let's just say, yeah, GTA 6 is not, let's just say, not as successful as they wanted. Yeah. GTA 5, because again, it's still going. You know, it's still going. And it could be, for some people, that's their forever game. That's wild, man.
Because Chris mentioned something that triggered something on me with me.
Uh-oh.
When he said the eventuality of GTA 6 is to surpass the revenue compare. Well, I don't know if he said it in these terms, but it sort of was implied that they're trying to get GTA 6 to generate more revenue than GTA 5. And if, let's say, a year after GTA 6 comes out, and for some reason GTA 5 is still generating more revenue, then what's the point of keeping GTA 6 as a breadwinner? It's like, well, GTA 5 doesn't take as much work, and people are still spending a lot of money on that. Let's keep both, or let's make GTA 5 like the main thing, and then I don't know, integrate GTA 6 online in it as like one of those features. I don't know, but like that's sort of my little tinfoil bandana on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see. That might be a Miss Cleo moment in the making, man. That's crazy. All right, let's move on. Again, more questions about GTA 6 here. What improvements do you want to see in GTA 6? For me, it would be better shooting mechanics. I kind of agree with that. You know, I kind of agree with that. Yeah. What do you say, Carlos?
I think that's too much to ask from Rockstar, because we've been asking that since GTA 3.
Yeah, we really have, haven't we? You know, because it's still too dependent on lock on. It's like, can we get away from that? You know, make it more fluid. I do agree with that. I would also say, okay, I appreciate the like detailed character animations, but can you make them work in a game? You know what I mean? Like, make them like more responsive and shit. Because like, you know, as much as I love Red Dead Redemption 2, sometimes just moving around a small like area, it's like could be clunky as fuck because you have to go through all the motions. You know, what's going on, Brett?
What's up?
Not much. You know, since you landed here, I'm just gonna throw a question right at you. What mechanical improvements or improvements in general would you like to see in GTA 6?
Oh, actually, that's a really interesting question because I just got done watching a video essay in response to the article talking about GTA 6 being in development for 13 years.
Yeah.
And its mechanics being outdated by the time it came out. Was that the topic we're on?
I mean, actually, ironically enough, the very first question was, why the hell is this game taking so long to develop? But the question we're asking now is like, what mechanics do you want to see improved in the next game?
That's a tough question. Okay, so like I can't really talk about that without kind of talking about some of the things that I saw earlier. So sorry if I touch on this, but like it was pointed out to me, to great horror, that the entire fundamental idea of everything that Grand Theft Auto is kind of honestly defunct at this point. Like, jump in a car, drive to a point, have a cinematic, have a small shootout, drive to another point, most likely involving a shootout, finish, have another dialogue, come out with some money, rinse and repeat. Like, the structure itself is so outdated, and just the way that you interact with everything. Like, I would love, I'd really love to see kind of the framework of how you interact with missions kind of changed a little bit. And I know in Red Dead, they did some of that with like, oh no, here's a bandit, and you know, like randomly generated things that happen. But they're I don't know about you, but like after an hour or two of playing GTA, it just feels like doing the same thing over and over and over again. I don't know that less politically offensive stuff in a shinier coat of paint is going to make that a lot more palatable. Because I think we're really starting to wonder, like, how do we approach games? And I think Red Dead did a lot of good things, but I also think, like you said, like, you know, moving around sometimes it feels weird. The mechanics feel weird. Everything kind of feels clunky. So, like, I'd be interested to see if GTA 6 is an overhaul, because if it's not, which it most likely won't be, then it's essentially running the same core game that you had in GTA 3. It hasn't updated since then. So it's not 13 years. Oh, you know, it's been like, I don't even remember when GTA 3 came out, like
2001.
2001. Okay, yeah, so like 20 years, 25 years. Since they've really kind of revamped the formula. And the fun of GTA a lot of times comes from like the playground environment outside of it, right? And as much as I don't love like Battle Royale and whatnot, you'd be an idiot not to be incorporating it into some in some form. So I just feel like it's impossible to make a bleeding edge game that you've been working on since before core concepts of modern day gaming were invented, right? Like this is before Zelda. Like Zelda invented everything. So, I mean, that's it kind of right there.
I thought that was Rise on the Rome.
Yeah, I thought it was Breath of the Wild, right? Is that the game we're talking about? It invented everything.
Yeah. So like Breath of the Wild came out, and like this game has been in development since Breath of the Wild came out. Like, how are they going to grapple with all of the game-changing mechanics that Breath of the Wild? I mean, but even honestly, like the new one, like how you interact with the world in a lot of games is kind of fundamentally changing.
Brett, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just made me think of something, because going back to the first question, you know, why is it taking so long? Do you think it's because they're trying to update shit? Because they're like, oh, fuck, we're really behind, you know?
I think what they're trying to update is cultural shit.
Yeah,
because like,
that was my tinfoil hat theory. Like, maybe that's why it's taking so long. They're trying to cut off. They see that the winds have changed. You know, they're like, oh fuck.
Well, they're just instead of being like, they're like, bro, we can't have everybody saying, yeah, fam, no cap. Like,
except for that one character.
Yeah, like, so it's as a game that is supposed to be a satirical look at unhinged capitalism and the underworld it produces, not to break it down too much, but like it doesn't really have, it's kind of been de-toothed, I guess. Like, it's, how can you have like, are you really going to satirize the last 13 years? Like, what are you going to talk about the rise of pop? What are you going to say about Mr. Beast, right? Like, what does GTA have to say about it? Unless it's going to go with like, oh, well, you know, some of this is timeless. And that was never the fucking point of GTA. It was supposed to be a satire of the darkest timeline that we're watching happen.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a snapshot of whatever year that game came out. I never thought about that. You're right. It's like, are they just like updating it for like literally modern times? Because like the original one was written back in like 2015 or something. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yes.
10 years later, we got to update this shit, you know?
Well, and also, like,
also,
you reach a point of power scaling that hits Goku level earth-shattering power with enough shark card sales. And so you have to eventually clear the board. Right? And you can go into GTA now and find this. Everybody's got a flying car with missile launchers and, you know, invisibility powers and, you know, all kinds of different shit. It's jumped the shark. So you need to clear the board and start over again, but you can't really just do that to the people who have been playing the game for 10 years. So you're kind of backed into the corner of making a sequel. And I think, honestly, this game, its ultimate goal is to sell more shark cards. Because you can't sell, there's There's nothing else like I'm pretty sure they have like an aerial platform from like the fucking Avengers in GTA at this point. So where's there left to go? And if you want to keep making money, you got to keep going up. So you got to clear the board. So my tinfoil hat theory is this is all just to make GTA 6 online. That's where their real money is, and they know it.
Yeah. All right. I'll go, Brian. You next. What improvements you want to see in the next game in GTA 6?
Mostly to do with the driving. I always found that the driving in GTA 5 to just be very off at times, and it really annoyed me. And the only other thing I can think of, because I actually never had an issue with the shooting, because you can turn off the auto aim. So I just turned it off because I thought it was just not bad. I just didn't like it because it wasn't fun. But the only other thing I would want is bring back like the physics from GTA 4, because it seems like it just disappeared in GTA 5. So I loved all the random crap you could do, like grab onto stuff and then just be ragdolled. I love that rage stuff. It was cool stuff. But yeah, I do wonder what Brett has said, and what Brett has said has made me wonder what is GTA 6 going to do. And I definitely think that it will have a battle royale mode, because it has to.
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing these days. But yeah, again, I don't really have too many problems with GTA and how it works. Like on a mechanical level, the only issue I have is what Brett pointed out is the mission structure, because what Brett said is exactly my biggest issue with GTA 5, was that it just weirdly felt boring. It was just go here, shoot stuff, go there, shoot stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's been the formula for the last couple of GTA games, but there I just never noticed. So maybe they just didn't do a good job of covering it up, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Carlos, what about you?
Yeah, so one quick clarification. GTA 5 already has, quote-unquote, their Fortnite mode. We even played it on stream, if you guys remember.
Vaguely?
Remember, it was more of a PUBG mode back then when we played it.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're right. I do remember that. Okay,
and
so
they gave you Mad Max vehicles? You
yeah,
remember that?
yes, I do remember that, yeah. Yeah, we were in the desert. I do remember that, yeah.
That's when I hit Tony with a rocket launcher to win the
Excuse
game.
me? That's probably on stream, too.
Yep. So, as far as mechanics that I would want to improve, like Tony mentioned at the beginning of the question, I mean, shooting mechanics, I do have an issue. There is a reason why lock-on mode exists, and most people use it.
That's the thing I was going to say. Lock on, like, yeah, you can disable lock on, but the shooting is so bad, you have to use lock on to make it work. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I want to improve on that, even though I'm pretty sure that's too much to ask.
Yeah.
The driving mechanics, I mean, that would be a welcome addition as well. I don't know if they'll be in the top of my list, but I'm trying to think. Oh, here's one. This is not going to happen either, but I don't know who went on Throwdown. Maybe it was Chris. It's like the dream is to be able to enter all the buildings in the game.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Make them all destructible.
Right. Chris, what about you? What mechanics do you want to see improved or anything?
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm just going to pull out this old chestnut. I haven't gotten to use this one in a while.
Uh-oh.
Entering all the buildings. Daisy already did that.
Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go, Daisy. Never heard that one in a while. Good stuff. But yeah, Chris.
Yeah, and that's how fucking dated it is.
Yeah, I know. All right, Chris, what about you, man? What improvements you want to see?
I agree with Brian on the driving needs tweaks. Also, the speed caps need to be increased, because you buy all these supercars, right? All these expensive like supercars, which should be going as fast as like a Bugatti Veyron, and yet if you measure the speed based on the map and how far you're moving, it caps out at like 135, 140 miles an hour. Those caps should be way higher. the flying needs to be improved. Same thing. The caps need to be off. First person shouldn't feel tacked on. It was tacked on in GTA 5, and it's a little floaty and weird when you switch from third to first person. It should be I don't know, more balanced. It doesn't feel like any other first person experience you play. It doesn't feel like that in GTA 5. So they need to fix that.
Yeah. Manny, I know you don't really care about GTA, but what improvements would you like to see?
Oh, like improvements I would like to see. Man, it's been like a century since I've played a Grand Theft Auto game. But did play a Red Dead Redemption. Say take some of the things up from Red Dead to improve Grand Theft Auto. I know that the gunplay is a bit better in Red Dead than it is in Grand Theft Auto. So, maybe something, take more stuff from Red Dead to sort of improve Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I mean, GTA, I mean, Rockstar games in general always take stuff from their previous game. Their previous game was Red Dead, so I'm pretty sure we'll see some of that. All right, and then the last question about GTA 6. This one's a little bit more philosophical, I guess. What makes GTA games so special? He goes, with GTA 3 for me, it was the open world aspect that I believe wasn't done before 2020, 2001. We had two open world games, but not to that extent. So I agree with you on that. And Brett, I actually want you to answer this first because you're more philosophical minded. What is it that makes GTA games so special? He's probably out right now. Oh, there he is.
Now or back then?
In general, what is it about this franchise that makes it so popular? You already hit on some of it, by the way, in your previous segment.
Well, it's just the playground aspect of it between missions, and I think it kind of has evolved with the times. When 1 and 2 were out, we just be hanging out playing games, just causing havoc, right? Same with 3, and it wasn't really until I think it wasn't 3. I think it was 4 that had the multiplayer mode first, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the first one that had multiplayer.
Okay. So at the time when 3 came out, we were still, physically hanging out in real space with actual people, on couches and shit. What the weird thing here is I feel like I'm telling people how, the early 2000s were. It's an episode of fucking Stranger Things, but it honestly, it is. That world doesn't exist anymore. And at the time, instead of everybody jumping on Discord, everybody actually physically gathered in a basement somewhere. And that's where, GTA, we took turns playing GTA 3, and then GTA 4 came along and went okay, maybe you want to have some multiplayer. And that kind of reinvigorated it. So now instead of, having to hand off to see who could get more stars and live the longest, you're now kind of jumping into another person's game and together causing as much havoc and doing as much dumbass shit as you can think of. And I think GTA Online is, if that wasn't there, we wouldn't still be talking about GTA 5. We wouldn't. Because
I agree.
It brought that idea of, hey, let's cause havoc together, and brought it to a generation where, well, I guess at this point, a couple generations where we started, to be able to hang out less in the physical world. So, from my perspective, how that looks is, it used to be you had to be in the same room when you hung out in the same room, and then by the time me and my friends were a little bit further apart, we could play multiplayer, right? And now when me and my adult friends are mostly separated, we can play online. And so it's really kind of gone to, it's been a social playground for at least me and the people who've been playing it with me for forever. A chaos playground, but still. I'm not really sure how it's working in today's day and age of no communication, no mics. Like it feels really weird, to be honest, because like there's a fucking mic built into the microphone of the PlayStation and nobody ever uses it. Meanwhile, back in the day, we'd be on Xbox trash talking your little brother, calling him retarded. You know, like to like a lobby of Halo players you didn't know. You're just talking bad shit. Right? Or like the early days of World of Warcraft, Baron's chat. If anybody remembers that shit, like that Baron's chat, Baron was the Horde. The Horde, the bad guys, had a capital city that was in the Barrens. And the Barrens chat was a chat tab that was just, you know, chatting with anybody in the zone. And the shit in that was the most unhinged early internet insanity that I have ever, like, I've seen less toxic shit on 4chan, right? Like Baron's chat was just fucked up. It gave early Xbox Live a run for its money, but there was also a sort of camaraderie. There was a sort of interaction. There was sort of, you know, getting in there and duking it out. People were a little less soft back then. People got offended and didn't cancel each other. I remember those days. Anyway, so my big point is that anything that caters to the current social climate and allows people to kind of connect and works as an ad hoc third place. I don't know if you guys have heard the concept of the third place before. We usually have work or school, and then home, and then blank. At one point it was malls, then coffee shops, and you know, as capitalism has progressed and you're not allowed to go anywhere without spending $1 billion, third places have been reduced, right? So now we only have home and work. So our third places have become digital. And I think that the magic of GTA is in it becoming that third space. Problem is, that's also what Fortnite does. And to anybody who's not old as dirt like me, that's going to be a major competition. So I'll be interested to see how the GTA 6 online dominates, because one of the things about that sweeping the board is you're erasing the sunk cost fallacy. Right? You're no longer tied to this game that you've dropped hundreds of bucks into. Now you might be like, I think I'm done buying shark cards. I mean, you saw that in Red Dead, right? Like the Red Dead Online never took off. So it's I'll be really interested to see, because it's not our dollars that they're after anymore. It's you know, the teen to 20 somethings that they're trying to get, and Battle Royale and things like how Fortnite is expanding its gameplay to include new things into almost like a theme park kind of thing. That's really smart. That's really fucking smart. They're playing into that third place thing. And I think that ultimately that's the magic of it. It's the digital third place. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, like, should I take this in a more objective way, or like should I just talk about why it's personal to me? I'm going to go with the latter. Personal to me. And I know this specific part isn't as important now because every fucking game is an open world game. But the magic of those initial GTA games, you know, after they became 3D, was the fact that you're just living in, like, not only this like living world, but it's like a snapshot of a specific time, right? Like, you know, GTA 3, you know, it really, like, that was 2001. I remember when I first played that, I was stunned that I could like go anywhere. I'm watching my friend play. Shout out to Evil Chris. I'm like, wait, you could go, like, he's like, yo, you could go wherever you want. I'm like, what do you mean go anywhere you want? I'm like, can you go over there? Yeah. And he drives over there. Can you go over there? Drives over there. I'm like, can you go over there? I'm like, Tony, take the controller. And I'm like, whoa, this is insane. It was like Shenmue, but bigger and with cars. And you could do fucked up evil shit. And I think that evil dance, you know, craziness was a big selling point. Like, people love just, you know, I'm going to pick up a hooker, fuck her, and then kill her and run her over. like people love doing that stuff. But for me, it really clicked when you started getting the timepiece games. I know that's not the right word, but it's like Vice City, man. You played that shit. You're in the fucking 80s, man. You just remembering all that stuff. And then San Andreas are in the early 90s, man. And they were even so bold as to have a mission happening during the fucking riots. That was crazy, you know? Then you had the last two GTA games. They were both set in the modern world of that time. And they did a good job of capturing that vibe as well. Especially GTA 4 still captured that post 9/11, you know, we're afraid of what the hell's going to happen now, you know, kind of vibe. And then GTA 5 brought it back to being fun and silly again. But yeah, it's like, and this is something, I guess you could say this about every Rockstar game. They just, better than any other open world game that I've played, I think Cyberpunk is the only other one that comes close. Like, you really feel like you're in those worlds. Like, you're living that shit. I remember when I was playing GTA 4, like, I would plan my in-game routine. You know, it's like, okay, I could do missions between 2 and 3 o'clock in the game because my girlfriend's gonna call me at 4, then I go take her dinner. Then homeboy wants to hang out at 9 o'clock. So it's like I would plan my days around like my friends and shit because I wanted to keep those relationships, and then also do the missions and stuff. Like, I haven't had that exact experience with other games and stuff, and that to me, that's what makes GTA so special, and that's why I'm also worried that this next game may be more watered down, because like I love the fact that GTA punches everybody. Everybody gets it. You know, it's like I want you, and it's kind of fun having, like, I guess these European guys making fun of American culture, because they kind of, at least the original guys, the Hauser guys, they understood it, you know, and that what's so ludicrous about American culture, and I really love that aspect. I don't know if that's gonna come back, but yeah, that's to me what makes GTA so special. Like, no other franchise really captures that, like, the vibe of what America is at specific parts of its time, you know? But yeah, that's my answer. Anybody else wants to go? What makes GTA so special? All right, no takers. So
I can't answer it. I never liked GTA games.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I think you guys, pretty much covered most of the bases. The one for me, the one that always comes back is sort of like the freedom aspect.
Oh yeah.
Of the game, the way it introduced it, like you mentioned in 2001 with GTA 3. Because when I first played that game, the exact same thing that Tony went through, I went through, and I'm pretty sure everyone did. And it felt like, even though we've had 3D games for a long time before that, it felt like it opened the third dimension all the way. It's like that same feeling when you go from standard definition to high definition. It's just, it opens your eyes. It opens your third eye in a sense of what and how video games can be. And I feel like GTA 3 did that. And the following iterations just kept building upon that.
Yeah. Just to build on what you just said, the later GT games didn't do this as much because the missions were a little bit more structured, but I like seeing how the wild ways I could complete missions that were just off the cuff, you know? Like, that was, like you said, the freedom of it. It's like, oh, wait, I could do this? Oh, shit, I could do that. Can I do this, and oh, shit, I can do this, and that, you know? And then I could talk about the characters as well, man. Like, the characters that you meet in these games were so crazy, you know? I still think about guys like, little Jacob, it's like the dude's talking English, but it's so, like, with such a heavy Jamaican accent, he has to have subtitles, shit like that, And then having the characters reoccur in each game and stuff, building on, like, the in-game lore and stuff. Man. I'll stop because I was just about to go off again. GTA is special to me, man. That's why I'm so worried about this new game, But yeah, the freedom is dope for sure. All right. Go ahead, Ben.
When Brett said the third place, I'm like, you mean the David Lynch PlayStation 2 commercials? Because that's what he would say.
That's third place.
The slogan was, yeah, it's like PlayStation 2, welcome to the third place.
That's funny. He's talking about like parts and shit. You know?
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what the meaning in that thing. It's like, wouldn't it be the second place?
Yeah. All right, let's move on. The gaming engineer, aka Alpha Chuck, 3 questions, and they're all about. Actually, no, 2 of them are about Mass Effect, and then one of them is about one of our favorite gaming mechanics. Anyway, let's get into it. N7 Day came and went with no updates on a new Mass Effect. Not only am I not surprised, I have no hope for one of my favorite franchises ever coming close to what it once was. Do you believe the new Mass Effect will ever see the light of day? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a good question.
They have a lot. Like, seriously, an uphill battle. They literally need to surpass whatever the fuck that other game was.
Yeah, I mean, with the,
and try to live up to at least to the level of the previous one.
Yeah, because the reason I'm having a hard time answering this is because with the whole Saudi acquisition that may happen, I don't know what's going to happen, what those guys are going to ask them to do, you know? So I don't know, man. But I'm with you, bro. After Mass Effect Andromeda and after Dragon Age horse shit, whatever the fuck it was called, Failguard, I'm calling it horse shit. Like, I don't have faith in this company, man. You know? I think I'm better off, and I've done this for a lot of my favorite franchises already. Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel. I'm like, just leave it in the past. Leave it be, man. For me, you know, even if they come out with another one, we've said this many times, it is not the same people that made the original one great, you know? So I'm not going to get what I want, you know?
Well, so, and at some point, and maybe, I don't know, I'm looking at it too nihilistically, but what should we be expecting a great 5th and 6th, 7th game out of a iteration of a franchise? Like that's like one of the rarest things in the world. Like I don't know how many franchises can make the 7th iteration of something be incredible.
Final Fantasy 7. No, you're right though. It is rare, yeah.
Yeah, because like every franchise that we love has pretty much burned to the ground. Like even before, people like to make it think of it started happening. Like it's already the prequels are a thing. It's always like we get like a good 1, 2, or even a good trilogy, and then I don't know why people expect great things, because normally the reason why a 4th and a 5th and a 6th movie are being made is mostly because of greed. I don't know. Unless it's like an author or something that has like a good series or something like that. But authors are different than I feel like video game makers are. Video game makers are, I feel like more incentivized by profits than authors are.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's probably a few Japanese franchises that are probably good, that deep. But yeah, Final Fantasy be one of them. But I think that may be an exception to the rule. But yeah, no, I agree with that sentiment. Does anybody else think Mass Effect is going to come out, and if so, will it be any good?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just hoping that it's decent.
Oh man,
because
that's sad.
Like the low, because again, it's like, yeah, you're like judging by what came before. They've only released 2 other games before this, and they're all
awful.
Just not awful. They're not really hitting anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess it's like, is it just because the world has just sort of changed so much that, and the fact that everybody who had made those original games are gone, that nobody knows how to make a good one of these things anymore?
Jesus.
I guess we should ask the people at Halo Studios about that one.
That's right. Yeah, Chris, you gonna say something?
I honestly don't have faith that after the Saudis, acquire everything and do any type of restructuring, that BioWare will even exist.
Yeah.
I don't think BioWare will exist. I don't think we're getting another Mass Effect, to be honest with you. Or Dragon Age. All those are done. The IPs, maybe they'll figure out something kind of like what Tencent's doing with Ubisoft, and they'll form like another studio and kind of like take a look and revamp the IPs. But if you trust those guys that just did Veilguard to give you Mass Effect and hope that it's good, that's insane. There's no way. That's like trusting the guys who gave a Suicide Squad will go back to the Arkham games and give you an Arkham game like what you remember. There's no way that's happening.
Yeah, no way in hell, man. That is crazy. Ugh, so disappointing.
No chance in hell. No. God.
All right, another question here. Speaking about Mass Effect, which game is more likely to launch first in your opinion? This one's funny. Mass Effect 5 or Elder Scrolls 7?
Damn.
I don't know. I don't think either of those games are dropping.
I think Mass Effect, just for the plain fact it's in development.
He said Mass Effect 5, so this would be the Mass Effect after this upcoming one.
Oh well, yeah.
That's why he also skipped Elder Scrolls. He went from 6 to 7. 6 not even out yet.
Oh, okay.
It's a fun speculative question.
You know what? I'll go with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, so am I, because I don't think Bioware's going to exist. That's why.
I mean, yeah, they'll probably it's good. It's going to be like when when they kill the final monster, and then the whole temple just starts smashing into itself.
Yes.
Like stuff like that. I think that's what'll happen. Implode on itself because they can't make it work.
The Eye of Sauron imploding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It implodes and then explodes, right? That's what Sauron did. Remember?
I've read so many of these stories, especially sword and sorcery stories. Like, just randomly, like, okay, defeat the boss. The cave's crumbling. Like, why is it crumbling? They didn't do anything. But it's just a trope that has to happen.
The bad guy was holding the cave.
Every bad guy.
Yeah. Okay, so here I want to say this.
It's pure evil. That's what it is. Pure evil has been vanquished.
By the way, I'm not being serious. I just find it funny. It's like, because they never established that's like his power is holding it up, but it's like, oh, we destroyed him. Oh, the castle's crumbling. Like, okay, I guess we're running now.
I gotta throw a shout out to Morrowind here.
Yeah,
Morrowind, Elder Scrolls, it has aged terribly. Like, I really want to see them remake it, but Morrowind was one of the coolest alternative kind of worlds in sword and sorcery. Like, it is not like any other fantasy or any other dark fantasy that I can point to. And at the end of the game, like, there's this perpetual storm of like red sand and blight that, like, you actually it goes away. So it's like the opposite. Like, nothing caves in. The whole area actually just gets less dangerous because you've just killed the big bad.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It does. And I'm like, I got to give it to Morrowind for going against the grain there. And if you can suffer through the graphics, that game is fucking amazing.
There you go. All right. And the next question, or last question for Mr. Out Gaming Engineer here. Let's say for fun, so it's another speculative question. Let's say for fun that the Nemesis System patent got sold off from the dying grasp of WB Games. What franchise do you think it would fit the best on? Woo! So, what gaming franchise do you think would be a good fit for the Nemesis System?
All of them.
That's my answer. All of them.
Yeah, you can put it. You could put it in a Spider-Man game, like, hey,
all of it. Let's go.
Dude,
a Batman game if they have
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you cut off my cyborg arm 20 hours ago. I'm here to hunt you down. That'd be awesome. Which game? All the games.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's kind of why, like, I've changed my idea of Shadow of Mordor, like, because it's such an, I don't want to say an obvious idea, but an incarnation of it was going to happen. And by them locking it down, like, it's just, it belongs in everything. Like, the enemies should remember you. The idea that they don't isn't like a technology thing, it's a patent thing. And like, that patent was so broad. Like, if you read it, it's just like, you can't have enemies that remember you or hold grudges. That's just, it's too much. It's too much. So like, yeah, like tell me a game that it doesn't work well in. Maybe Dark Souls or any Souls game, because time is weird there and you're literally resetting the world. So cool, but everything else, I'm like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, it would work for a lot of games for sure.
I feel like they could still do it. You just don't draw any attention to it. You just like,
I mean, they kind of
don't give it a name.
Do that with the bell bearing hunter.
Yeah.
In Elden Ring, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, he just knows you have bell bearings, and so now he's going to hunt your ass. Not quite the same, but you know they didn't get sued for it. So
of a bell bearing.
Oh man, fun stuff. All right, let's move on here. George W. Cush, my favorite name. After hearing, and this is specifically about me, hearing your praise for Final Fantasy Tactics and how it gave you a taste of the Game of Thrones story, I bought it and am really enjoying it, especially the story. So thank you for that. You're welcome. That's what we're here for, man. Tell you about the good games. And Brett also vouches for Final Fantasy Tactics. So there you go.
Yeah, if it's the one that was originally for the PlayStation,
yes.
Yeah, if it was the one originally for the Game Boy, that one's all right. But the one that was originally for the PlayStation, that shit is a fucking banger.
Yeah,
through and through.
It's that one, just remastered for for wide TVs. But if you want, the old one is still there. So yes, you're good. Not the Game Boy one at all. It's based on, like, it has the script from the Game Boy one, Brett, because it's more accurate. But it's the gameplay of the PS1 game, and it is fucking brutal.
I mean, like the Game Boy one was kind of, if I remember correctly, it was almost like a weird isekai kind of thing.
Then we're thinking about something else, because I'm thinking about War of the Lions. I may have to be the PSP game I'm thinking of, but they're using that. They're using that. Yeah. So they're using the script from War of the Lions, but the gameplay of the original PS1. And here's something I learned, Brett. They actually lost the source code for the PS1 game, so they have to rebuild it all back up again. But it's all still there if you want. Anyway,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I played it for the first time. I finished it for the first time. I did try to play it back in the day, just didn't click for me. This one did, and it's like, whoo. But even I still liked it back then. It was just like, there's a lot of fucking grinding. There's still, you can't get away from the grinding. It's just the way the game is designed.
And the character depth. And like it'll that should make your palms sweat. And you're like, oh God, don't kill my fucking mage. Don't kill my fucking...
Is Cloud still in it?
Yeah, he's still in. I unlocked him. All I have to say is, and Brett, because I know you beat the game, that is one grim fucking game, man. There's no happy ending in that shit. No spoilers, but it's like, damn, son, everybody's dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it came out around the same time as Final Fantasy VI did, and like
it was after. It was after around 7, actually. It was around that time.
Like, it was around in that 7. Area. Like Final Fantasy VI is it's like the most fucked up game in the series. Like it is, and I mean that by like a wide margin. Like that shit gets fucking dark.
Yeah, the main one. I would actually argue Final Fantasy Tactics is darker. It's like everybody fucking dies. It's like Jesus Christ,
dude. Final Fantasy VI has a literal apocalypse.
Oh no, I know that. Like again, because you could argue it's like, okay, in Final Fantasy VI, yes, most of them survive, but look at the world they inhabit. Whereas in Final Fantasy VII, Tactics, everyone's dead, but the world is still the same. At the end of it.
Well, that was Final Fantasy. Like that. Tactics reminds me of Berserk. It kind of gives me the same vibes as early Berserk.
Kind of, yeah. Even though I think the world of Final Fantasy VI at the end is more Berserk-ish, because that is a fucked up world. And
No, if you haven't played Final Fantasy III, which was what we call it here,
yes,
you haven't played it, play it on your phone. Like it should run on your fucking microwave. There's a story buried in this that it's like a novel worth reading, man. It's like fucking Lord of the Rings, right? Like Kefka is the most unhinged, crazy ass fuck. Like makes the Joker look like a pussy, right? Just Kefka is the best villain ever. And that game has some serious stakes where you're like, oh, we saved the world in the nick of time. Nope. That game has fucking consequences. So prepare yourself. But yeah, it's like somebody at Square Enix got really depressed for a little while, and then by the time 7 came around, they're kind of pulling themselves out. But and then after that, when fucking we don't talk about 8, and then by 9 it was all sunshine and rainbows.
I believe the creator of Final Fantasy, I don't know when it happened, but I know his mom passed away, and that did affect him with 7. That's why you had the whole live stream and everything. So I wonder if she died, so that, which makes sense. By the way, put a pin in everything you said, Brett, because that may be the answer to the following question, which is also about Final Fantasy. But for this one, it says, with that being said, what kind of game and setting would you like the next Final Fantasy game to be? Do you still believe in Square Enix Studios' talent? I believe like Final Fantasy is having an identity. Okay, I didn't edit this right. I feel like Final Fantasy have been having an identity crisis since 10. The first half of 16 was amazing and audacious for me, but it quickly became boring and predictable by the second half. So, Brett, since you're talking, what do you want to see in the next Final Fantasy? Like, what would get you excited?
Turn-based.
There you go.
Fucking turn-based. Oh my God, turn-based.
Go back to turn-based. I've been saying this for the longest time.
Yeah,
I know. It's funny. Like, they've just been going in the wrong direction, and they've been insisting on homogenizing it and trying to turn it into fucking Assassin's Creed. And like, here's the thing: original turn-based stuff came from hardware limitations, and things like Final Fantasy, like the summons and all the really cool stuff, right? They were kind of seamed in cinematics that took a lot. And when we got to the point where we're like, okay, well, we can make everything shiny without making it turn-based, we abandoned the turn-based. But here's the thing: some of my favorite parts about this last Final Fantasy were the truly cinematic bits, like when you change into a giant fire fucking demon beast. Right, like
hell yeah.
The open world, I hated the battling system. Honestly, I hated it more than turn-based because it was mind-numbingly stupid instead of being turn-based. So instead of being able to kind of take my time, like I remember Final Fantasy VI really having difficulty in some battles. And maybe this is because I was a child and I was retarded, but like there was actual genuine difficulty to some of those battles. And it almost played out like a chess match where you had to be like, okay, so now I got to do this. And then he's going to do that.
There's a strategy to it.
That's the beauty of turn-based that live action stuff cannot capture. That sense of dread and anticipation and shit. Like you don't get that in a real. I'm using the wrong term, but you don't get that in a real time act. Like you know what I'm saying? You don't get that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Real quick, I wanted to say one more thing.
No, go ahead. Good. No.
Like in this last Final Fantasy, and I think in Expedition 33, you get a point where like there's so much crazy anime awesome shit happening that you're having trouble visually following all of it. Right? Like I want you on a turn-based game to make everything so awesome you're trying to induce a seizure. Right? So just like, and I think Expedition 33, like they nailed it, and they put some blocking and dodging and that like where like you can't just snooze out. I don't even necessarily need that. I just want it to look amazingly gorgeous, right? I don't have the same animation every time I summon something. We have the technology. Just fucking push the hardware to its limits with how visually gorgeous everything is. And then, use the fact that it's turn-based to be able to justify it. That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreement, but bring it back to turn-based. As far as the setting goes, I don't mind keep it medieval because we haven't had that in a while. I know the last one was medieval, so you keep that going. But at the same time, if you make it turn-based and medieval, then people might start throwing more accusations of Expedition 33. So maybe you could start off medieval and then go into the crazy techie stuff later. But yeah, no, turn-based, absolutely. Turn-based and giant like levels to explore. Because to me, the combat in 16 was fine. My biggest problem was the level design was fucking boring. It was just linear fucking corridors and shit. The same thing people didn't like about 13. That bugged the fuck out of me.
I second that.
Yeah, it's like, and this is something Final Fantasy VII remakes, have rectified. You go into a dungeon, you're going to be there for like an hour or two because there's just so much shit to find and explore. That's part of the fun of RPGs. You go into a dungeon, you're going to be there for a hot minute exploring everything. So bring that aspect back as well. And just you're good with the epic stuff. Keep that going. I want to see the crazy fucking eidolons, summons, whatever the fuck they call them or whatever. Like, I want to see crazy ass shit like that. And keep 16 did the character stuff very well. Keep that going. But just don't be so fucking influenced by Game of Thrones. It was like, it got to a point where it's like, okay, you guys are just ripping this shit off now. Like, I understand they made you watch all the seasons before you played this game, but keep the darkness. Don't literally go with everything. Oh, here's Jon Snow with his fucking wolf. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
Did they really make them watch Game of Thrones?
The director said, watch all of Game of Thrones. I want the game to be like this.
Oh, God damn it. Oh.
And I think it explains so a lot, doesn't it? It really does, doesn't it?
God. It explains all the worst things.
Yeah, they took the good. Here's the thing. They took the good and the bad. It's like, dude. But yeah,
the whole reason why they started making those, more direct sort of playing games is because of just the general audience of games.
Yeah, there was a point where turn-based people didn't like those.
Most people, especially most people didn't give a shit about turn-based, so they changed the game to make it more attractive to people that didn't like that sort of aspect. And I feel like that is what poisoned the franchise in general. Why does it need to be like every other game? Why can't it be just like that?
I believe that's like the definition of compromise.
Well, it's and then you look at all the it's also been diminishing returns ever since, what was it, 12, right?
Probably 10.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's been kind of compromising its identity.
12 was a turn, like a hybrid turn-based thing.
Yeah,
right,
it was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been diminishing returns. So their experiment almost didn't really work.
Yeah.
And the Lightning games were kind of a hot mess.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brett. I think I know a metaphor to use here. A
Refantasio?
Yeah.
Turn-based.
It's just how my brain works a little bit. Okay, so I think with Final Fantasy, they have tried to spread the net so wide to catch so much that the actual squares of the net are now big enough for most gamers to just kind of like float through. So like, it's the world's most inefficient net. It's gigantic, but you've left behind so much of like your core audience in the process that you're not really gaining anything other than diluting an identity. And that's not just something that I think you can easily build up. Like, Final Fantasy is a cultural phenomenon. Like, how much do youngins know about Final Fantasy? How much do youngins care about Final Fantasy?
I mean, it's such a cultural thing. They have to know what Final Fantasy is, at least in name.
They know what Final Fantasy is, but I think the thing about it is that it's moved away from what certain especially younger people are looking for, right? Like all the older games, everybody used to play them.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, okay, so we've moved away from even the people that we were trying to attract.
Well, we move away from turn-based, but then start making like episodic games, or games where there's a lot of back and forth. Like the pacing of the RPG, the turn-based, it's as Tony said, like it hangs you in that moment. It's like that taiko drum moment, right? Where you always hear in anime like the two raps. It kind of symbolizes that moment hanging in the air. That's what these RPGs were really great at doing, and I don't think that's what they're doing anymore. Also, like an RPG is supposed to be, and I'm not sure when you fucking forgot this. Games industry, an RPG is supposed to be story driven. Even if you build your own character, you are supposed to have me engaged in a story I find compelling enough that I remember what it is by the end of it, other than, I don't know, swords and shit. If you haven't gotten past swords and shit, it's not working. You like, even Dragon Age 3 had an identity, like, as washed out as it was, like, it had an identity to it still. It was different than other RPGs. It was a different kind of story.
Well, that's why the Persona series is so beloved. Nothing is like those games, you know? Like, and guess what they use, Brett? They're also turn-based, you know?
Yep. They never stopped being turn-based.
And here's the interesting thing with Square Enix, right? We're just talking about Final Fantasy. They have never stopped making turn-based games. It's just smaller scale games, you know, like the whatchamacallit, Octopath games or Bravely Default. Like Square. So it's like, it's not that Square Enix has forgot. It's just they forgot it for Final Fantasy. That's what they forgot it for. You know,
they didn't see it. They obviously didn't see it as a thing that was for, you know, like a AAA game. They saw it as like, oh, hey, it's a middle A thing, whatever.
Even though Dragon Quest, that's AAA, right? That's Square Enix. That's still turn-based. So it's like, it's not a problem with Square Enix forgetting about turn-based. It's about Square Enix forgetting it for Final Fantasy, you know? So it's like, and look at the industry around you. Look at what you're doing, Square Enix. Bring it back to turn-based, bro. Like, I think the final nail on the coffin for this, or at least proof of concept that a quote-unquote AAA game, even though it's not AAA, can have turn-based and be successful, is Expedition 33. It looks like a fucking AAA game, has turn-based, everybody loves it. You have no excuse now. You can't say people don't like this stuff, because you'll be called out. People do like that stuff, you know? But yeah.
I still, like, I'm savoring that fucking, like, it. I haven't even played Expedition 33, and I love it.
You love it.
Because it is the biggest middle finger to both Ubisoft and Square Enix at the same time. Like, to look at Ubisoft, they're like, this is the shit we wanted to do, and then look at Square, and they're like, and this is how you fucking do it, you shitheads. Like, I cannot wait until I have enough money to throw in and get this game. I'm so excited to play it.
All right. Anybody else? What would you want to see in the next Final Fantasy?
Go back to turn-based, and I would want a little bit of a different, like, I still like the medieval thing, but I'd like there to be that sort of, you know, medieval fantasy sort of thing, but still mixed in with a little bit of the funky technology shit.
Yeah, make it different.
Yeah, make it a little different. Still have some of those things, because I feel like that seems to be the language, the known language of a Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
so, I'd like to see that.
I miss the Magitech stuff.
They could bring it back.
I mean, they can always bring that sort of thing back.
Like cozy steampunk. Like, everything is crystals and like mechanical golems and shit. Like, I think 6 hit it right where it, like.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think 6 hit like this weird timing, like it's an almost timeless thing, because there's technology and it's kind of industrial revolution, but it's industrial revolution with stored magic and crystals, which I think is just it's a great place. It hits so many good aesthetics. It does everything good about steampunk and everything good about, like, those kind of cozy, what am I thinking of? Like the digital drawings of like cozy small Japanese apartments and shit like that, or like, like the little bookcase things, inserts that like you look in and it's like a little tea shop kind of thing, like that kind of that Ghibli whimsy. There you go. It's steampunk plus that Ghibli whimsy, and you kind of come out with that Magitech stuff. And I want to see more of that. Honestly, I really do. and fucking flying ships, flying like galleons with blimps on top of them.
That'd be awesome.
I want more of those.
This is the point. This is the part where Riku would chime in and say, "Brett, you need to play Trails." They have that.
Man, you need to play some Trails.
They have to play some Trails, and it's turn-based too. It is turn-based.
Well, shit, maybe I will.
Yeah.
And they got those flying ships with blimps as well.
Yeah.
Yo, man, you need to play some Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah, Brett knows about that, man. All right, next question here. Speaking of Final Fantasy, do you guys have a favorite? Mine is 6 or 9, depending on the mood. Brett, I think 6 is your favorite, isn't it?
Bro, and 9 is a good choice.
Yeah.
Good fucking choice. Like, deep cut, but fucking good choice. I gotta say, I actually fucking loved how that game ended. Spoiler for anybody who wants to plug theirs for about like 5 seconds. We're like, you have to
Not listening.
you have to fight every goddamn boss that you beat in the whole game on your way to fight God. It's just, yes, 1,000 times yes. I'm with you. Same.
All right. I'll give the same answer I always give because this is the Final Fantasy that really cooked me, and it's also turn-based. Final Fantasy X, or as I called it, Final Fantasy X. That is a very, still to this day, unique game, right? Because there's still been no other Final Fantasy game set in with a Southeast, not set in Southeast Asia, but it has that aesthetic of Southeast Asia. No other Final Fantasy game has done that. And I love the whole like time twisty shit going on with Sin and everything. The characters were all great. And I believe that was the first Final Fantasy game with voice acting for good and ill. Remember the infamous laugh,
Yo, man, it's the first Final Fantasy game with a beaner in it, son.
Yeah, that's right. I was not a big fan of Blitzball. I know people love that. But no, the game was fantastic. Like, to me, that's still, I wouldn't say the definitive Final Fantasy. It's my favorite. I would, I'm going to throw this in here, man, because we're not getting a lot of love for it. In America, we used to call it Final Fantasy 2, but it is Final Fantasy 4. Final Fantasy 4 is fucking great. You want to talk about airships, Brett? I know you like that one too.
Bro, there's so much crystals in that. I don't know
yes.
why. Like,
yes.
Crystals. Like, why? Like, even when the guy left and made an Xbox game, that Xbox game was about fucking crystals. And Final Fantasy, stop being about goddamn crystals.
Yeah,
it's all about.
I don't want to be like an astrology bitch up in here, but where's my fucking crystals?
And the funny thing is, like, even non-Final Fantasy games, like Octopath and shit, they got crystals in them. That's just that's just something that's just been pervasive. Anyway, Manny, what about you for your Final Fantasy?
Your honorable mention, man. You don't stole my answer.
Uh-oh.
It's 4/2.
It's a great game.
A good game.
Yeah.
You have the twins, Palm and Paku,
Yes.
Unfortunately, and you have real consequences to the thing, and also aging up of characters, all kinds of other fun stuff. Yeah. Well, that one's a good one.
To me, that game is probably the first, even though it's the fourth one, the first real Final Fantasy that kind of where every other, like, basically that's set the template for every other Final Fantasy game afterwards. Like, the first three, we're still trying to figure out what the hell we're trying to do. That one set the tone, man. You know,
that's where it figured out its identity. Yep. Like to kind of actually link back into Ouroboros, back to my original point of how it lost its identity. That's the game where it gained the identity.
Yep. That's where it became Final Fantasy. All right. Carlos, favorite Final Fantasy?
Probably 7.
That's a good one.
I think that's just the easiest one. Yeah, because every other Final Fantasy I played, kind of like in the same level, except for 13.
Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary. 13 and yeah, I think I think 7 is probably is one that stands out the most to me.
Yeah. All right. Chris, what about you?
I like 9 a lot. I mean, I love 7 just because 7 was like the most exploitable Final Fantasy with Materia.
Yeah.
Materia was the most broken thing ever. It was amazing. By the end game, you could arrange it where you could, besides the weapons would just fuck you up. But everyone else, you could arrange it where you could like not die. Like I forgot what the Ultra one was. It was kind of like Knights of the Round, where those
Yeah.
like, knights
Oh,
would
God.
come out. But you could combine that with healing.
With the mimic.
Every time they and then it would repeat, and then it would heal my whole party. Like it was ridiculous. It was so
Amazing.
broken. That was amazing. Yeah. So that was enjoyable. 7 was great. But I love 9, like personally. 10 I liked, but 10 I kind of had like burnout after that. I didn't touch Fantasy for a while after 10. I was like, I'm good.
I'm a little surprised to
and
see so much
getting
love
there-
for 9. I like that.
Definitely like 9, but man, the thing about 10 I thought was awful was just getting the ultimate weapons, because they all involved you needing to get like top ranks or play those dumb mini games.
Oh yeah, no, those were awful. Like avoid lightning, get the balloons and shit. Like yeah, that was annoying.
Get the balloons or catch all those dumb butterflies.
Oh god.
Yeah, well, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
Nothing was more frustrating than waiting to get paid in Final Fantasy VIII.
No,
Just
fuck.
The salary that was so stupid.
Final Fantasy VIII is frustrating.
Yeah.
Fuck that game, man.
Or in also again in 10, playing Blitzball to get Waka's ultimate
yeah.
weapon.
Oh, yeah, that was annoying.
I did not like. Brian, I don't know if you ever played any Final Fantasy game.
I played technically one.
Ooh,
Well,
okay.
It's it. I played one Final Fantasy game, which was 15, and got the platinum in that. So I cannot answer this question.
All right. I'm going to say 15 by default then for you. All right. Kiss Shack, last 2 questions of the night, and they're both controversial. Actually, these were almost like, it was actually one question, but I broke it up because he threw a lot. All right. The first one here. Since Ghost of Yote has now dropped, how long until the, quote, anti-woke brigade pivots to hating on Intergalactic? Would these people only be happy with a safe, Nathan Drake-like type or a hot female character they can fuck? Ooh, that's very controversial right there. Here's the thing, and I'm glad you asked this question, and I'm going to kind of derail a little bit, but I have to, because I didn't get a chance to talk about this. So in the last couple of weeks, you've seen, some characters talking about how Ghost of Yote was so successful. It sold, it was like the number 4 top 10 whatever game on PlayStation for the month of October, whatever. And a lot of these guys were just taking kind of victory laps, making fun of the people that said the game would bomb and stuff. But amid all that stuff, right, these guys talking about, it's number this, number that. You know what they never told you? They never told you how much they never told you how much the game sold. They never told you how much the game sold, right? And, as I've said, actually, as we said, if this game had sold 5 million copies in 3 days, Sony would have posted about that. As of now, Sony has not posted anything regarding how much this game has sold. Nothing, right? So,
which game?
The Ghost of Yote. They haven't posted anything. So this goes back to Chris. This one of your favorite quotes that I love from you. Numbers don't lie, but numbers can be used to lie. And this is how they're obfuscating shit right now. They're telling you, there's number 4, number 5, whatever on the PlayStation charts. Cool. How many copies did it sell? They don't tell you that part, So very interesting right there, As for the question itself, here's the thing. These guys are already hating on Intergalactic, and in my opinion, it's kind of justified. We're getting another one of these dour PlayStation games, sad boy games. So I kind of get it. But I don't begrudge anyone who was upset with Ghost of Yote. I told you, I played 3 hours of it. I stopped. I'm bored. The character is just uninteresting. You're doing the same old shit. And like I said, I wanted to play as my boy Jin,
Can I?
Go ahead, bro. Yeah, but I said what I wanted to say. I just wanted to make that clear about the sales. They're lying to you, just like they lied to you about fucking the James Gunn Superman movie. That movie was not a success. It barely broke even. They used numbers to lie to you. Anyway, go ahead.
Damn. I was going to ask you to repeat the question because I want to make sure I fully understood it before I answered.
Yeah. I will. No problem. Kiss Shack is actually joining us. Very cool.
What's up, Kiss Shack?
So he's the one that asked the question. The question is, Brett, since Ghost of Yote has now dropped, how long until the quote-unquote anti-woke brigade pivots to hating on the next Dawning Dog game, Intergalactic? Would these people only be happy with a safe Nathan Drake-like character or a hot female character they could fuck?
I don't think either.
Yeah.
I think that is a great example of probably, and I'm not calling you out or anything, but like a great example of where I think a lot of people kind of miss the mark, right? Because it's not that you can't have good, interesting characters. You can have great characters. Like you can make somebody love a toaster. I don't know how much some of you have watched One Piece, but motherfuckers will cry over a ship. All right, like it's not about. Yes, having them be attractive is gonna be beneficial, and that doesn't and there's a lot of different ways to do that. There's a lot of different styles, but they're always going to be attractive. And this is the thing I don't always understand too. Like, they're not always attractive. Like, people have types, right? And you can go with the watered down nothing, but like you could also have characters in there. Like, anytime you see companions in a game, you see them all kind of fleshed out in different ways, right? They're not trying to be just the Nathan Drake. Or, like look at most Mass Effect games, right? Like, yeah, it's like 5 different girls that you may or may not want to fuck, depending on how terrified you are of them, right? One of them has a shaved head covered with tattoos, my style. Like, I have a buddy who's just loves alien girls with tentacles on their heads. Like, it's a thing of his. Like, and so like you can build a compelling character. I mean, shit, my favorite companion from the Mass Effect games is Tali. You can't even see her goddamn face. Right? Like, it's the problem with the anti-woke brigade or crowd. And I honestly fall into that sometimes because I am an iconoclast. If you're like, here's what's happening, I'm like, fuck you, tell me why. Right? Like, I have a problem with authority, and that goes down to the bone in anything I do. So when people are like, oh, well, we need to have, these different characters, why? Like, these aren't characters I would necessarily even want to draw. But I don't know about you, Manny, but like, if I were even doing like, character designs and like putting together a group of characters, I would never have come up with fucking Concord. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's planned terribly.
It's an interesting thing. So like, I would say like it would be for diversity's sake, I would include different shapes. Obviously, people come in all different types of shapes.
Yeah.
So I just the issue that I have is that it seems like everybody is
ugly.
No, they're just staying in the alternate shapes, right? Like, hey, we're again, like you said it before, Brett. There is, you can make a character, even it doesn't even matter if the character is even attractive. It's just as long as they're also a compelling character to play. But you find that you find that these characters, like some of these characters, are just like, okay, what are you? You're just like, is there anything about you? Like, here's the thing, like, you look at Jin, he's not like the most attractive guy on the planet.
I mean, no.
He looks like a samurai, right? So like, I also think that with the Ghost of Yote and the other game that's coming, the fact that they look the way they do, okay, that's just the way they chose. But if they're an interesting character, it subverts that, right? okay, it's like, okay, yeah, you're not like the best looking character, but you're pretty badass on your own. Don't matter. So I don't get why we have to play this game. You know what I mean?
I mean, here's the other question I have as well. When you're like, oh, girls, a girl you want to fuck, like, bro, there are so many different types of girls that different kinds of guys like. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what was the one, like, that the guy based the character on his girlfriend?
I'm not sure.
Game?
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. There we go. Okay.
He didn't. Whoa,
Stellar
whoa,
Blade.
whoa, 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 whoa! He didn't base her on his. He didn't base it on his girlfriend. He was based on a model.
That was a model that looked that way.
Yeah.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
Cool.
Like, they're for a game like Stellar Blade, they're going for a specific kind of audience. I would say a lot of the Asian studios are not afraid of being exploitive.
But here's the thing,
for the sake of because they know their audience is. So it's like,
but here's the thing, Stellar Blade, hot.
Yeah,
I'd sooner crush Squirrel Girl though. I like the thick.
Well, right? you probably like the Squirrel Girl from the Marvel whatever game.
That's the one I'm talking about. Damn girl, you got like okay, I see what you did. Like,
I feel like I feel like the Asian studios are not afraid to exploit those things. I feel like when it comes to a lot of the Western things, they're like, oh, we're much better than this. We don't need to do that. Like, yes, you don't need to do that. You can make a compelling character that does that, but also it doesn't. Again, why is Marvel that game so popular? Because all the characters in that game are pretty damn attractive. Even they got a lady for everybody, right? They got a guy for everybody.
That's the thing. You can do different shapes and sizes and still make them attractive. Like, we're working at a fantasy setting, and like this, I guess this is a thing. Like, as an artist, if I'm gonna draw a character, it's either going to be attractive or interesting or both.
Yeah, or interesting in some way. So what is it about this character that, okay, they may not be the ultimate looker on the planet. That's fine. But what is it about this character that makes them compelling to someone? Do they have a cool factor? Do they have something that says, hey, to you, what is it that makes you think that, okay, this is somebody I would very much dig playing? And I feel like a lot of it, again, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to some of these things, I feel like there's a bit of overcorrection of characters in general. It's like, we're already in a fantasy land. We can make literally any single person on the planet in this game, and then we just decided, okay, we just decided to go in this direction. I'm not. It's not the point of like, okay, I'm angry that every character doesn't look like fucking Bayonetta or something like that. I think it's just because I think it's like it's just the overcorrection of characters in general that just make people afraid. Oh, well, now, we don't want it to be a distraction, so we're going to make this character look this way. It's like, why not? Like, again, a lot of the Asian games are doing it, and people still like those characters. Like, look at all the characters in Final Fantasy. People love those characters.
I also want to say, because we got you here in the room, like, I'm all for diversity, but like, let's call a spade, because I think we're talking about different forms of attractive characters, right? Nobody wants to play a morbidly fat guy that doesn't shower. Like, nobody wants to play a mall neckbeard, right? Nobody wants to, like, as far as I know.
I mean, I don't. To be honest, I have never seen a protagonist of a game that is a mall neckbeard guy.
Unless it's satire, I don't feel like I think that shit would be hilarious. But
it would be hilarious. But is that guy ever made it in the game? And then are people complaining that guy isn't in the game?
Yeah, no, they're not, and that's it's we can show representation, but I'm assuming we all want it to be, positive, like otherworldly level of positive representation. So yeah, like you can, make a character look however you want. And if you the Marvel game is thirsty as fuck, and that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. And you don't have to go that thirsty route. But I'm saying, like, if I'm doing like a spread of like character designs, like a group shot, and just kind of like trying to like, if I'm like drawing a D&D party or something like that, right? I'm gonna start with different varied shapes, so I'm gonna be more square bodied and big, and but I'm gonna try and make each one either attractive, compelling, or mysterious. And I like that Kakashi from fucking Naruto. Like, it's literally a dude in a mask where you only see one eye, and it's basic character design.
And then you also look at like a game like what is it? Oh, like a game like Overwatch, or you look at a game like, what's the other one? Fire something. What the hell is that? Can't remember. It's not Fire. It's the other really big one of those types of games, like those hero shooter type of games. All the characters in those games look very cool. Like if they are a different shape, they look interesting. They're an interesting shape and they're a cool looking character. People love the Eskimo girl from Overwatch. Right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's not a factor of just making like, okay, we're just gonna make ugly people. Like just making cool characters in general, and they like that's the part of where sort of a game like Concord failed, because it's like none of these shapes are interesting shapes. Like, what are we like? Hey, look, it's a person that's the shape of a triangle. Idea interesting, but it doesn't not a compelling triangle.
Well, I mean, like. That okay, so like that would work. Like, let's say, like, okay, I need like an innkeeper's wife. So like, I'm making her the little triangle shaped woman with her like little dress, bopping around. She's low center of gravity, kind of gives short vibes, kind of thing. Like you work it in, and like you could absolutely have one of those characters. GoldenEye had Odd Job, and I think that people would like that. But you could also do that in a way that I think is kind of fun, like since I just drew that fucking Has-Been thing, I'm thinking of Nixie.
Has-Been Hotel. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of Nixie, the little maid girl. She's got like a little poodle skirt on, right? And so it kind of she's real short and got the poodle skirt, so it kind of gives her a little bit of that low triangle kind of vibe. And they use it to make her kind of like skittering around, all like it develops into, or it's worked into the personality of the character, which I really like when character design is well thought out like that, or at least syncs up like that. So it's not that nobody wants to see that or everybody has to be fuckable, but like even then, like every guy in every video game is fuckable. Let's be or they're a monster or they're a machine. It's one of those three.
Well, to be honest, the whole point, the whole Kishak question, Kishak, I feel like your second point is not a good one because of what Brett and Manny have been mentioning, because I feel like that's easily contradicted. The thing that I will agree with you is the first part of the point, where I feel like this game is sort of a casualty of the what do you call it?
Culture war.
The culture wars, where it automatically had a subset of people that were automatically going to hate it because of what side of they perceive this game is on.
I agree. I agree with that.
And that,
yep, I agree with that too.
Yeah, I agree. I also agree.
No one played the game, and they already deemed it as this type of game, so it wasn't going to win in that aspect. So in that sense, I do understand where the question's coming from, because there's always that one game. It's like, what's the flavor of the month? Is it Assassin's Creed, or is it Ghost of Yotei, or is it Intergalactic? Like, yeah, there's always going to be one game, because these Doom YouTubers need to talk about shit.
Yeah.
So that's
unfortunately. I definitely think that a lot of times, like because of a lot of these things being so much in the forefront, that it instantly gets judged because of something that's there, right? It may. I think I don't. Again, I haven't played Ghost of Yotei, but I also feel like that there's also a bit of an overreaction when it comes to something like this. You know what I mean? Like you're already seeing people like talking about Intergalactic like it's going to be this thing that fails. So I'm like, we don't know anything about Intergalactic. We just see a girl on a ship and she drives off. That's it.
I mean, okay, so here's my thing with Intergalactic. They really went out of their way to make the most unattractive, unappealing, unlikable slob of a disgusting character that they could.
I don't know what is there. I mean, what is there to be unlikable?
Damn, Brett, tell me how you really feel, Brett.
Bro,
what is there
she
unlikable
wakes
about
up
her?
and drinks last night's soda from the cup. That is a dirty bitch. All right.
I mean, I think that's the least of any issue, because we didn't see a damn thing. The only thing that the Intergalactic I think is guilty.
Brett to explain a lot of the shit he saw.
I think the thing that the Intergalactic is really guilty of is literally being overtly ripping off of fucking Akira. That's the shit that I want to be like, oh, come on, man. She's literally wearing Kaneda's jacket. She like takes a sequence from Akira where she literally goes over to the fucking CD player that looks like the CD player in Akira, and her car, like that is the thing that bugged me the most out of that, because it's like, okay, now what we're doing? Why don't we, if we're going to be doing a space Akira, then do then don't. That's my issue with it. Again, I didn't see enough of it. And that's it.
I want Brett to finish his point, because he was going somewhere. Oh, by the way, Brett, Kishak is accusing you of quote unquote sounding like those people.
Like those people. Which of those people, bro? Like I'll be honest. Like I'm a fucking centrist. I hate both sides equally. I think both sides are fucking retarded. So, if you want my real thing. Here's, like, if you want my politics, here they are. I'm an old school punk rocker who can't wait to fucking cast Fireball when the class war starts. And I think this left versus right shit is fucking stupid.
But continue about, the dirty bitch.
Okay. So, like, my problem here is that, like, they do everything to make her seem unlikable. Right? Like the room is kind of disgusting. She, like, I can't get over you wake up and there's like a fast food cup from at least last night. Like, that is some Asmongold shit right there. Right? Like, and like, your place is all disgusting, and she goes and she shaves her head, doesn't shower or anything like that. I'm like, I don't know if any of you have ever shaved your head. Like, shaving your head and then not showering is the worst idea just ever. It's just ever. And like, that would be a point where logically a person would take a shower, but no, they didn't want to sexualize her. So they instead leave you with this idea that, like, okay, this is a person who just eats old food and doesn't shower. That's cool, I guess. And it's to me, it's not like there's anything egregious that happened. What I'm kind of remarking on is, for all of the cool anime, cyberpunk, Akira, Cowboy Bebop vibes that you're throwing off, how do I still feel so uninterested? Because you've intentionally made the blandest character. It's like making a frozen yogurt that tastes like sand. You've made this amalgamation of masculine qualities that you're just going to shove into a woman, and that's fine. Like, I'm one of those people. I believe, like, alchemy shit, like the masculine and the feminine, balanced in everybody, right? Like, it's fine. But I think that just because she's, I don't know how she identifies, but she appears to be a she, that she gets away, like if they change that character to a scummy looking dude, we'd all be like, what is this, some fucking like piece of shit pirate or something? And maybe that's the vibe that they're going for. But I don't think that you should release a teaser that features an uncompelling character. I know why you were driven to do so. I know the politics that drove you to do so. However, I think releasing a preview with a character, again, who is uncompelling is a poor idea. And I get that it's a moral stance, but you can't be surprised when you take a moral stance and you don't get the reaction, from a crowd of people wanting to be entertained, not fucking lectured.
Right?
Oh, by the way, hold on. I got to stop both of you. I'm not done. Okay, because Brett, there is something directed to you. It upset me a lot. But finish your point. Then I get to it. Actually, no, I can't. I have to do this. He just said that you're hating on her because she shaved her head. Brett, 10 minutes ago, said that his favorite character in Mass Effect 2 was Jack, who had a shaved head.
Bro, shaved heads are my thing.
Yeah. He also said that. If Jack were to come out now, people would accuse her of, people say, oh, she's a woke character or whatever. So I guess my question to you is she was for that time for sure, but woke wasn't a thing.
No,
but I guess my question to you is
she was like a fucking, was a fucking terrorist.
Yeah. So Brett, what is it about Jack? Because Kishak says that Jack and this girl look exactly the same. What is the difference between them to you?
Ooh.
How dare you?
How you want to eat Greta Thunberg now? How dare you?
Okay. First of all, no, just no. And I'm sorry if you can't see the difference, but there is a fucking difference, right? This girl, there's nothing compelling or grabbing about her. Even Jack, she had so many tattoos, so much body augmentation. Her head was shaved. It was very clear that she was the rebel archetype, right? And just ready to burn down the world. And that speaks to a sort of inner complexity that makes you be like, okay, well, why is she this way? What kind of trauma did she endure? And her story is about basically being a psionic prisoner and forced to be a human weapon. And so it kind of, you see a little bit of her true character kind of peaking up. And I think that that's really cool. On a personal note, though, you show me a goth girl with a wolf cut and I am done, right? I got a type, right? And I'm not ashamed of it. And that type, usually really left-leaning. And I'm generally, again, old punk rock kid, right? Left-leaning. But I think that, honestly, a lot of this woke bullshit has been overtaken by people who are doing performative bullshit, clapping like seals so they can get more fucking fish. All right, you know what? Let's do this. I'm getting my soapbox.
Right? It's time. I thought you were already on the fucking soapbox.
You gotta remember.
Yeah.
You remember that Brett's soapbox actually has multiple tiers to it. So he's just stepped up to the next level.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh, okay. So since you want to, as Tony says, kind of throw out that accusation, I'm going to defend myself, right? I'm not going to attack you. I think you're a perfectly cool dude. But what I will say is this: I was out there in 2000 with steel-toed boots, kicking the shit out of fucking Nazis, actual Nazis with tattoos, or swastikas tattooed on the side of their fucking heads. Right? I went to clubs and we had fights with actual Nazis over protecting people of fucking color. I went to the Fred Phelps fucking riots. I barely got away. My friend who was caught a fucking riot, inciting a riot charge. And I have never wished that I had run slower in my life. Because yes, I want that on my record. Because yes, that is the coolest fucking thing to have on your record ever. Anyway, so I come back in this time, man. You want to talk about leaning left? I'm probably more left-leaning than most of these fucking performative assholes out here, but I am genuinely and actually so. I used to actually chill with the fucking drag queens, man. Outside of Missy B's after the punk rock shows were over. Right? So the reason I don't like this new one is because it's bland. It lacks character. It has no dimension. And they show us nothing but poor aspects and then expect like the woman in the fucking monitor. She's older and she's kind of dressed up and kind of a drawers up. She is fucking interesting. But all we know is that this person who seems to not really have much affectation at all, doesn't radiate Spike Cool or anything like that. Doesn't have like think of the cast of Cowboy Bebop. They all have fucking character. This would just be, this bitch isn't even a background character. There is no character to her. And the only things that you see her do are honestly kind of fucking gross. They're not things that make you be like, oh, I connect with this character. Right? So you hand me a fucking bland ass plate that is different for the sake of being different. Right? Like, oh God, we're having oatmeal for dinner. What a fucking treat. Like, there's no goddamn soul in this. That's why I'm angry about the whole thing. Because there's so much fucking opportunity. The vibes are there. And this is the shit that you're giving people? Fucking go all in. Fucking Cyberpunk had chicks with dicks. Right? I'm fine with that. I mean, not personally, but like, I'm okay with people like if that's your thing, that's your thing, right? Like some of the fucking advertisements in that game fucking toe the line. And you know what? Good. You should be made to feel uncomfortable. That's part of what art is supposed to do. Right? It should make you reflect sometimes. And I think Mass Effect is a great example of that. Like, a lot of those characters that you may start off not liking, you find out why they're that way. And it builds like an emotional connection. It doesn't have to be just a physical thing. But if you are only showing me looks, and then you'll be like, why do people only care about looks? Because that's literally the only thing I've seen. And inside those looks, the things that people usually do to establish depth or intrigue in a character, it's like they were driving of trying to hit every fucking cone that they should have been avoiding. Right? Like, it's, I can even tell you from like writing workshops, and like I got a couple fucking awards. I don't want to talk about it, but like it's just poor. Like, even though there's no dialogue in there, that scene is so poorly fucking written to shine a spotlight on this person's androgyny. That's the only fucking reason it's there. And racial ambiguity. And you know what? That's called fucking tokenism. And it makes me fucking angry because you're using people of minority to just prop up and be like, look how good a person I am. So everybody fucking claps for you. Well, fucking good job. Your hand job's in the mail.
Oh, man. Brett, I'm so glad you're back, man. That was fucking beautiful.
That's a definite two-tiered Brett soapbox right there.
Listen, man, we went to levels on this one, motherfucker. Here's a podium, you know? Fuck the soapbox. That was fantastic.
Love you, brother.
For me on this is just like I do agree on the factor that it feels like she's just wearing the clothes. She's not like again I didn't see enough to be able to go to swing in any, like, to be interested in seeing more or anything else. It just seems like, okay, it's like the thing that I had with the issue that I had with a bit of Rey from the Star Wars films, where it's like so at the end of the film she collects all the iconic things that are Star Wars. She's got a lightsaber, she's got the Chewbacca, she's got the Millennium Falcon, she's got she's got an R2-D2 unit, but what does she have that's her own? She doesn't have anything that's her own. She's inherited everything else from somebody else, from other people. The iconic things are there, and that's what it felt like with a little bit with that Interstellar thing. It's like she's got a bunch of things that she has got a bunch of these iconic things, but what's hers?
Yeah. By the way, real quick, Kishak says, mission accomplished at boosting the podcast length by another 30 minutes. Thank you for asking the question. You set Brett the fuck off, and it was lovely. You know, and again, Kishak, I'm pretty sure you understand this. Like, all that stuff Brett said wasn't directed at you. It's just in general. Like, he said he got love for you, brother. So remember, we're all cool here. You know.
Yep. Yeah, we're not throwing eggs at each other.
You know, but
yeah, bro. I'm just yelling into a void. Right? Like, it's just therapy.
It's great,
right? Like,
man.
I just get angry about it. Like, and like the thing is, like, I really and genuinely want to see more representation, but I have seen a backward slide since the 90s, right? Like, we had fucking Captain Planet, man. Like, what the fuck happened?
But even the thing about even with Captain Planet, it's very much a sort of, playing the role, but not really being all about it,
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a way to do this stuff without being so cringe. And I'll say this because Brett, you kind of said most of what I want to say. Because here's the thing: most artists, writers, whatever you want to call it, they're mostly left-leaning people, right? But the thing is, before, even if you're not of that persuasion, like I am not, I was okay with it because at least they were doing it in a more subtle way. Now it's just in your fucking face. There's no subtlety. I'm like, yo, what happened to the art, bruh? But anyway, regardless with Interstellar, I'm not happy with the direction Naughty Dog has been going the last couple of games. So I'm just, and I see what this game is trying to do. I'm like, oh, we're doing this again? Okay, I'm just not gonna partake because that's my thing. I personally don't see the point of going online to rage. You know what I do when my favorite franchises have like, abandoned me? I just dip. I don't have to rage to anybody. It is so easy. It is very easy to just walk away. I may say some shit to the homies, but online, no need for that. Because all you got to do is just, sprout up more hate. So no fucking time for that. I learned my lesson when I was telling people how much I love Ghost of Tsushima, and I had all these fucking Last of Us 2 idiots come at me. Hey, what about The Last of Us 2? If you want to point anything of why I don't like Naughty Dog anymore, it's because of those fucking Last of Us 2 assholes who didn't like the fact that I like Ghost of Tsushima. Fuck those guys.
You can do both or one or the other or neither.
I'm like, motherfucker, I'm liking a PlayStation game. Why are you giving me grief?
I mean,
it's their game.
Well, and see,
it's not their game. Yeah, that's
what about The Last of Us 2? Motherfucker, I'm talking about Ghost of Tsushima right now. I don't know. Anyway, but so that's my take on it.
So
but go ahead, Brett. Go ahead.
These people seem to have not. Okay, so when I say I'm old school punk rock, that means a couple of things, right? It means that I fought Nazis. It means that I had sometimes ridiculously stupid hair. I still have a mohawk. It means I spent way too much time in gutters and dumpsters. But it also means that I appreciate authenticity. And I'm trying to think of even how to say this. Give me a second. Go on.
Kishak says, people don't want representation. They just want girls with big asses and tits based on what I see on social media. No, there are some people that do want that. And I'm there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like these guys were saying before, nothing wrong with an attractive character. But to me, that's not even the whole point. Like we're gonna get another dour, depressing fucking game from Naughty Dog. This is what we're doing again.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, gamers have been told, those aren't real women. This is what real women look like. How dare you look at that? And you're misogynist and all this stuff. What you're seeing is the result is the pushback.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rubber band snapping back the other way, right? Where now there's guys asking for like the most extreme thing. They want, everything has to look like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball to them now, right? But so there'll be a balance. But this is the pendulum flying back in the other direction because it's been pushed so hard by activism in video game development, where they've been shamed and told like the male gaze is bad. How dare you look at women this way? Real women don't look like this, even though they're supermodels and whatever. But let's forget that. They all look like dirty lesbians, right? And so that's what they've been told.
Which is
so
undoing 60 years worth of feminism. I just want to fucking point out.
Yeah, so this is the pushback. So you can't say, oh, all these whatever Gooners or whatever they're anti-woke mob. Whatever these labels don't mean anything. You have to understand that this is a course correction in for the last decade of men in gaming being shamed for liking the opposite sex.
Yep.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
So it's a ridiculous thing to say. Well, like real women. It's like, so what are we supposed to have? Every game supposed to end with lesbians raising a kid? Last of Us 2, Ghost of Yote, Intergalactic. Was she the dirty space lesbian gets with another woman and raises a baby at the end? Is that the Neil Druckmann formula now? Is that what we're supposed to get? Is that what we're supposed to aspire to? That's fucking stupid.
Great.
What kind of diversity are we talking about here that needs to be included? Because like you're never going to convince me that people don't want to see people painted attractively or drawn attractively, because that's like it's wired into our biology, and we can shame people all we want, but like this whole right side of fucking history thing, it kind of pisses me off sometimes, because like I get what you're saying, but do you realize that you're arguing against 60 years of feminist progress? Do you realize that women had to fight for their sexual freedom, and that you imposing upon that sexual freedom is actually historically worse and more misogynistic than the flag that you're waving around that not all women should be fuckable? Like, you do realize that, right? Like, you are doing the more misogynist of the two options. So I want to make sure that we're clear on that, because we got you in the room.
Yeah. By the way, Kishak, this is a good question too. So when is the next correction you guys think is going to happen, or is the status quo staying for another? There is no status quo. We're in a corrective moment right now. I think things may go back to like maybe what we saw like in the 90s and shit, when things were normal. It may go back to that, because like Brett said, people like attractive people. It's going to go back to that. But yeah, we are in this weird state right now where it's like overcorrection. It's like
No.
Let me finish. Like, for example, somebody made this mock-up of like, this is what we want to see in Ghost of Yote, and it was just like cute girl with huge fucking Dolly Parton tits. Like, no, nobody wants to see that shit. That's ridiculous. But
there you go.
Yeah, so go ahead.
You hit it on the head.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, you hit it on the head,
Yeah.
Tony. Like, this isn't about this is the thing that frustrates me too. I am still waiting for that answer, but while I am waiting for it, like, what we're ultimately talking about is a pendulum swing, not of right versus left or any shit like that, of censorship versus non-censorship, right? And what happens is, when you take off the censorship, people go fucking wild. They make weird fucking games. Give. Oh my God! People put out a girl with huge tits. Welcome to the world as it's existed for thousands of years, right? Like, it's cave drawings of women with big tits, right? Like, it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. So it's, instead of shaming people for it, why not just let them be fully expressive and then support the games that are being made with whatever values align with yours? Like, why do you have to stop other people from having access to something? Because that's just censorship. That's just taking something away from somebody.
Facts.
So that they think more your way. And that, my friend, is not freedom in any aspect. That is authoritarianism, which is the thing that we're not supposed to be sliding towards. So again, you kind of find yourself in this position where, in an attempt to be more forward-minded and progressive, you seem to have actually spun around and gone the other way. Because I hear you saying that you should be able to use shame to control women's bodies and what they can do with them. And you want the right to censor people that you don't agree with. And that's neither progressive nor democratic. That's, in fact, authoritarian. Cheeto Man would love that.
Yeah, I don't know if Kishak said all that, by the way. Just being fair here. I didn't read any of that here,
What? No, I'm just saying, like, if you're like, well, why does every woman need to be fuckable? Like, why do you feel the need to intrude on what the public wants? Why? Who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, man. I'm going to call you out now, because we can go through this just a little bit. Who the fuck are you to be the arbiter of all this? Like, who are you to be the moral judge of what's right? Right? Like, if a woman goes out with her tits half out, who are you to say whether or not she wants people to look? Like, that's not your fucking judgment. That's not your fucking place. In fact, that's her place. And you can't just make moral decisions for people. That's not right. And deplatforming people and canceling things and stopping people. Like, I straight up, since we're talking politics, I fucking hate Charlie Kirk. I think the guy was a dumbass. But the fact that you shot somebody trying to talk, I don't think that was a good idea, right? Like, I think that we need to have absolute standing morals that don't change like a fucking chameleon based on the situation that we're in. right? So if you want to respect women and their autonomy, respect women and their autonomy to do whatever the fuck they want. And that includes women who draw fucking hentai. That's their choice. And dudes too, like whatever. Like everybody is an independent agent of their own body and will. Like why are you trying to step on that? Because you want people to think more like you? I don't like that answer.
Yeah, he says, I'm just repeating what I'm seeing on social media. My views are a different matter. No, it's, listen,
Okay.
Yeah, for this matter, I think it is good to play straw man so we get this conversation going. Just a bit of good conversation.
Yeah, cool.
All
right, I'm really happy to hear this is the devil's advocate argument because I was like, bro, you're just not going to like me after this. Okay. I mean, you still might not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and this is where, honestly, this is why, honestly, Trump won, because the Democrats cannot get their shit together. Like the progressives are so divided and so infighting that nothing can be done. But I will take this opportunity to share my personal views, which I always try to give everybody a chance to. All of that, put on your tinfoil hat. All that's on purpose, man. All that's on purpose, right? At the end of the day, they shut the doors to the Senate, and everybody parties in a big fucking conga line. And that's not a fucking metaphor. They did that during the holidays, right? Like, oh, they set across all their beef to have a big party. They don't actually hate each other. It's all a big fucking dog and pony show, right? Like it's what is it? Jokers on the left, being fools on the right. It is a big dog and pony show, so the people in power can hoard wealth away from you and keep us all angry at each other. And that's why the media cycle, owned by these very rich people, tends to really push this kind of thing on both ends of the extreme to stir the pot. Because if we actually all look together hungry enough, they know we do something. And bread and circus. The people will not revolt as long as they have food and entertainment. But that shit isn't working anymore. So they started to turn us against each other. Ever since Occupy Wall Street, when they had to put plants in that caused violence, caused everybody to disperse. And now, look, everybody fucking hates each other.
Oh, man.
Yeah, now everybody fucking hates each other. Nothing can get done in the government, and the rich are getting richer at exponential speed. Well, we all hand around the same $1,000 This is a class war, brother. And the reason you're seeing the shit that you are on social media is because they don't want you to realize it's a class war. That's my opinion.
Yeah. All right. I think that would be a good time to end the podcast. Actually, we kind of did answer or at least I answered the part about the boycotts and stuff. Again, I don't trust. Basically, again, them saying the game is number 4 on whatever in October. Cool. What are the numbers? The fact they're not telling you the numbers tells you everything you need to know. But anyway, a great discussion here. But let's start. Go ahead, Brian, and then we'll wrap it up.
Just add on Tony's point, just went through Twitter and looked at Tucker Punch's tweets. And yes, I'm still calling it tweets. I don't care what.
They're tweets. They're tweets. Fuck Elon.
What are you going to call them? X's?
No, tweets. We don't care. We are dead naming it.
Yes.
Yeah, they have nothing on the sales numbers.
Of course they don't.
So, and this is why I always bring it up. Like, I've never seen a game be successful and not have sales numbers.
Of course, they would brag if they had high numbers. But absolutely plastered everywhere.
I'll say this. Remember how earlier this year, these same people were telling you, hey, Assassin's Creed Shadows was a huge success. The people that say it isn't are fucking idiots or whatever kind of is. And now what are we hearing? The game fucking flopped. So don't be surprised if a little while later, maybe next year, you'll hear that Ghost of Yotei, I'm not going to say flop, didn't sell very well. I personally think you heard rumors that it sold around 2 million copies. I believe that. And I don't think Sony's happy about that number. That's my tinfoil headband theory, but that's what I think. I think this game has sold probably 2 to 3 million, right? But they wanted that shit. If that thing sold 5 million, Brian would have posted up that motherfucking tweet. So again, they're using numbers. Don't lie. Numbers are used to lie to you.
Yeah, data doesn't lie, but
that's the other side.
Did Sony brag about sales numbers for Astrobot? I don't think they did because I don't think that game sold that well either. You know, that's my whole point, bro. You know, I'm not using this as an excuse to shit on Yoshiote. If a company does not give you definitive sales numbers for a game that everybody says is so successful, they're fucking lying to you, man. The game didn't sell well, you know?
And just to show that we're not biased in any way at all, when's the last time Microsoft gave you sales numbers?
Mm-hmm. Why did they stop doing sales numbers? Because they're not selling like they want to, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
But that's why they give you engagement numbers or number of bullets fired, or number of hours talked online. They give you all this bullshit, but they never give you sales, right? You know, notice Nintendo hasn't talked about Switch 2 sales numbers since the first month, right? When it exploded out of the gate. Now that the FOMO and the whales are done, right? Everything normalizes. So, and where's the bragging? There isn't any.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All that shit. And this is one of my new favorite words now. It's all sophistry, man. You know, they're being deceiving, man. You know.
Here's the part that I hate. Like engagement is such a poor metric. And
you finally came around to my way of thinking. Thank you, Brett. Because you used to love engagement, you know?
Well, no, like I think engagement is a way to tell interest as a metric. But I hate that it is, because it promotes the wrong type of gameplay. And the example that I will give is like, which do you want to watch? Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Kai? You're going to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah. Wait, you're going to watch with the original?
Hell yeah, man. Screw that. Screw that new shit.
You want all the fucking filler shit?
Yeah, you want all the Gohan saves the village shit?
Yeah, give me motherfucking Kai. You know what? We know what Kai is. It's the manga. That's it. What's what it is, you know?
Yeah. Like there was the manga, and then they added filler to make the anime. Right, and those are all those bullshit, like, oh no, a dinosaur is chasing Gohan, like, and you're like, I don't fucking care.
Carlos wants that bullshit. They land on that fake Namek for 10 episodes.
Hold on, just to clarify, I thought you were talking about Super.
No. Dragon Ball Z Kai, basically the one that cuts out all the fucking dumbass filler and just makes it the manga. You know.
Okay.
Tony.
Driver's license.
Go ahead, Brian.
Chris, you beat me by 2 seconds.
Oh, what happened?
Goku and Piccolo learn how to drive.
Yes, Carlos loves that shit.
I did as a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I get that, but like, I think most people after review would kind of go back and be like, I prefer Kai. Like, if I'm going to go back and recommend it to somebody or watch it, I'm probably going to go with Kai, right? And technically, Kai has a shorter engagement time, but it has a more beneficial memory. Like, you're more positive about it. You're like, oh man, that shit flowed like it felt like it was supposed to, instead of like a bunch of random detours that kind of made me mad. So I think that's just a good example of why engagement, I mean, it can't be the only metric that we use, but I also don't like money, how much money it's made being the metric that we use for success, because that easily gets swayed by overpriced microtransactions and launch day deals and exclusives and shit like that. Like, so I don't know what the right one is, but I do have to say, like, I don't like engagement as a metric, because it doesn't always tell you, like, okay, so yeah, I spent 10,000 hours in this game. Did I enjoy it? I mean, you're going to assume yes, but you know, I notice that on Steam reviews sometimes, like people with 1,000 hours in a game will be like, it's good, but it's not great. And I'll be like, how? And then you kind of read it and you'll be like, oh, well, apparently a lot of this shit could have been cut out. So.
But that's engagement. By the way, just to bring the point home, so the original Dragon Ball Z run was 291 episodes. Dragon Ball Z Kai, 167. They cut out like 130 episodes worth of shit, you know? That's wild. My numbers may be off, but you know what I'm saying.
The fucking wrestling brothers in hell.
Jesus. All right, man, let's start wrapping it up. This was good. And Brett, since you were talking, may as well keep the party going. Plug your stuff, sir.
I am still on my Instagram, Brett Murdoch Tattoo, all one word. I am actually going back to work this week, so expect some stuff out. I got some prints on there. I also still have a fucking what is that? A GoFundMe, because I'm still a fucking hobbled goddamn mess. But how do I say this lightly? Bitch left me, and do what you gotta do, right? So I'm bootstrapping it, but hey, if you want to change my way, I'm not against that. But mostly, I just thanks guys for being here. It's been real nice finally getting off those fucking meds, feeling like myself again. And Keshik, if that was rage baiting, masterfully played. Well done. You have my respect, sir.
Oh man. All right, Manny, what you got? Oh, is Manny around? I guess he's not.
Yeah. Okay.
There he
So
is.
it's funny. Because I'm finally sitting at the computer because the lightning storms ended here.
Hey.
So I pressed the unmute on the actual microphone I have here. So anyway, yes, usual stuff. The Street Sharks #1 is out. So that's still out on the streets. Car Randall cover and myself. And what is the next one? Blood and Thunder, #7, out on the streets right now. Just got my comp copies. If you've probably seen my Twitter. So yeah, new hotness by EJ and Robert Kirkman, and a bunch of other folks. Kari and I have a cover on that one too. We have a couple of covers coming through them. So it's nice to be back at Skybound again, doing the old dealy. So and it's good to be hanging, to be on one of EJ's books. If you don't know who EJ is, EJ Sue, he drew the original Tech Jacket. So, in the family. Yeah, and that's it for now. Still a little more nostalgic things coming along down the pipeline. We got Ninja Turtles 2003 versus Ninja Turtles 2012, which I think coming next year. So yeah, good stuff.
All right. Carlos, what's coming up on the coalition this week?
That's a good question. Not I Am Negan, because it's on hiatus. We're still waiting for the next season of Dead City to come out. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of TV terminal stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of games Rich is playing that he can't talk about. And
that's a good question.
Coalition. Yeah, that's a very good question.
That's a phenomenal question.
Yeah, I was assuming there was some fucking Walking Dead shit, because there always is.
Not right now, but probably early next year we'll be back.
And you know what else is coming back early next year, Carlos? Invincible Sun. Let's go.
On the coalition.com.
On the coalition, not on the TV terminal. But imagine if Adam does his own TV terminal on Invincible. That'd be fucked up, man.
Imagine he does Power.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm doing Power. It's the butter show.
Somebody might get very angry if he did that.
Like, no, man, don't steal the thunder, motherfucker. All right, man, we're out of here, man. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord. Shout out to everybody that's been joining in recent weeks. You guys are awesome. And make sure you could follow us on your favorite podcast app. We are everywhere. And yeah, links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Brett Murdoch.
Deuces.
And Brian Manjoma.
I feel sorry for the Wolverine game.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll see about that one, All right, guys, we'll see you on Thursday. Later.